Welcome back everyone to Counter-Hegemony. As I record this, Israel is expanding its air and ground assault on Gaza. In today's video, I want to explore whether the latest escalation in the decades-long conflict between Israel and the Palestinians could lead to a regional war and what the implications might be. 2 days after the Hamas attack of October 7, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel's military operations in Gaza will change the Middle East and that Israel is mobilizing for war precisely as the United States mobilized after 9/11. Regional tensions have been on the rise over the past 3 weeks. The US deployed 2 aircraft carriers to the eastern Mediterranean off the coast of Israel. Many observers interpreted this move as a blunt message to Hezbollah and Iran. If Israel's ground invasion in Gaza continues and intensifies, Hezbollah is likely to respond by opening a second front on Israel's northern border. In such a scenario, the fighting between Hezbollah and Israel, which has been taking place for several weeks now, could easily spiral out of control. Much of northern Israel could come under intense fire. For Lebanon, a new war with its southern neighbor could have devastating economic and political consequences. But if we take Netanyahu at his word, the stakes are much higher. What we are currently witnessing may well go far beyond Gaza. Israel's military assault and ethnic cleansing may well be the first stage of a regional campaign aimed at Iran and its allies. For the past 3 weeks, the Israeli lobby in the US, along with neocons and evangelical groups, have been trying to bring Iran into the equation. The goal is to pressure the Biden administration to step up destabilization efforts against Iran and ultimately authorize a regime change war. Iran has been in the US crosshairs for many years. It is seen as an obstacle to US, Saudi and Israeli political and economic designs throughout the region. Moreover, the focus of the US and Israel is probably also placed on Syria. On October 27, the US launched 2 airstrikes in eastern Syria in retaliation for attacks on its troops. Hardly anyone in the Western mainstream media questions why US forces are actually operating in Syria. With Russia's help, the Syrian government has managed to repel the US-led regime change war of the past few years. An escalation of violence in Syria could lead to a direct confrontation between the US and Russia. This could have serious implications for the proxy war in Ukraine. The US has established several military bases in Syria to siphon oil through Iraq and occupy Syrian wheat fields. On the ground, the US and Israel are allied with ISIS and alqueda, which operate in the Idlib province in northwestern Syria. If a regional war breaks out, ISIS and al-Qaeda could join Israel as a regional wedge against Hezbollah. An attack on US bases on Syria could be a trigger for war. So could an attack on US air carriers in the Mediterranean. A new war in the Middle East would certainly lead to massive power shifts in the region and have unpredictable consequences. It might not be limited to Israel, the occupied Palestinian territories, Lebanon, Syria and Iran, but could also involve Jordan, Yemen and other parts of the region. So much for today. I will be back in the coming days with more on the Israel-Palestine conflict. Thank you for tuning in and for supporting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.